Page 32, Are You Sleeping? This is a very famous little melody that's done along. We did this as little kids, and it can actually be done as a round. Let's look it over and talk about it here. We got some new things going on in the right hand we need to talk about. It's two short lines and a long line long. Isn't that nice? They could take two short lines and combine them, it'd be 2 lines long. I just want an idea of how long it is. I don't need to be exact. Then treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major and 4/4 time signature. If I look through it, I see quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, and whole notes. Okay, there's some ding-dong dings at the end, but we'll deal with that later. A little bit about a round, just in case you wonder, what's a round? A round is where 2 or more people, or groups of people, or instruments, whatever, can sing or play the same melody, but at different times, and it works out. And in this one, it's like one group or one person would do the first 4 measures, and then when that person starts the next measure, the 5th measure, another group or person would start at the beginning and start in, and you'd be playing together like a duet or singing together, but you're the same melody but at different times, and it works out. It's really fun sometimes. However, there's just one of us, so we're not going to do the round part. Let's talk right hand, because there's some things going on here that we haven't had yet. You're starting out here. The kicker is you're not going to stay here, and that's because we've always just been here. We can rely on this, and this is one of the reasons why I say don't read finger numbers, because when we start moving around, your finger numbers, you're going to be on different notes. So you got to read the notes. So we're here at the beginning, all quarter notes, no big deal. And you don't need the 3 in the second line. You're already here, you're fine. Now we have a problem. In the next measure, we want a 4th on that G. So now we're not in this position, we're actually in this position. We just changed here. The thumb's staying where it is because we still need to play the C. But the rest of the hand went up. So I went from here to here. We changed the hand positions. We're starting to move around a little bit, so hang on to your socks. There's different techniques we use for moving the hands. And it's important we get them right, because you can't mess up the rhythm because you move the hands. No, we got to deal with moving the hands and still get the music where it needs to be. Now, there's different ways of fingering. There's different fingering styles. So far it's been easy. We've just been in one position. We just use the notes there. But when we start moving around, we got to think about what we're doing here. The fingering style that I use, one of the principles of it is repeated notes. That is, when you play the same note more than once, I can use repeated notes to change hand positions, to get ready for what's coming. So in the first 4 measures, I've been here. Well, in the next couple of measures, I need to be here. It's a different position. Well, I'm ending a G here in the 4th measure, and I have a G at the beginning of the 5th measure. It's the same note. It's a repeated note. So I change hand positions on that. I go from a 5 to 4. Because see, with a repeated note, you got to lift it up. Well, when you do that, you can just as easily change fingers. Eventually, it takes a little practice. But the idea is I can change hand positions on repeated notes. It doesn't affect the music any. So I'm here at the end of the 4th measure, and the next measure I'm here. I just lift up and move. That's all. You may have to look at the keyboard for it at first, although eventually you want to get to where you can do this without looking too. Eventually. And that's all I'm doing. So I'm finishing the 4th measure here, and 5th measure's here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Thumb stays there. And And then you can collapse if you want, because the only notes left are the C. So you don't have to stay here. You can come down here, or you can stay here, do whatever, it doesn't matter, because all you're playing is the C. If there were other notes around, that would tell you where you got to go with the hand, but there are no other notes around. Let's talk about left hand. You're down here, second, third, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next line, well, we got two notes. We got a C and an E together. You don't need those finger numbers. Don't read finger numbers, please. Read the notes. Just lower the hand. Just lower the whole hand down here. And then the last two measures is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 here. That's a trick to do that. I'm transferring weight because I'm don't lift up. No, connect them. You're just transferring weight here, and I just have two fingers down. If they don't want to go down at the same time, not quite there, focus on the hand or on the finger that's late. So in this case, that's late. So I'm going to focus on think about that and let the other finger go along. That should help you get them down at the same time. It takes practice. Should do it in both hands. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the notes are. We're just practicing this movement. It's like ending the fourth measure here and going on. It's the same one. It's the same thing. Although here with the end of a phrase, if you want, you can go ahead and lift up with the right hand. So once you get the hands working out together, okay, go back through the hard parts and get rid of the hesitation so it's a steady beat. And except for this one move in the right hand, you should be able to play this without looking at the keyboard too. Then we think about the interpretation. Again, the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One, two, three, feel it. Now I forced them there, and you got to get to where you just feel them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You feel it. Then we can think about the phrasing. Well, here. Is that a phrase? Could be. Maybe each measure's a phrase. I don't like short phrases myself, so I think I would tend to connect them and maybe connect every two measures together. Now. So I think I would connect every two measures together and lift up. So I'm going to lift up after the second measure and after the fourth measure here to put in the phrasing. Yeah. The last line, again, either way, you could lift up on each measure or you could connect the two measures together. It's interpretation. How do you feel the phrasing should be? You experiment. You try the different ways and see. The ding dong ding. You can separate all those notes if you want to, because they all got commas and things after them. So it's up to you. Or maybe you do it one measure at a time. It's different ways of interpreting the piece. And you have to decide, or if you have a teacher, they'll decide for you how you want to interpret it. Just different times you might try different things and see how it goes. Again, if you want to bring out the melody, bring out the melody. And the second line, the right hand's melody. Keep this soft. And in the last line, the right hand has it for the, keep these soft. And then on the ding dong dings, that's all melody there. Let's play this together very slowly and check all the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to play both hands about the same loudness. I am going to lift up for phrasing about every 2 measures, just for me for this time. You don't have to do it that way. You do it however you choose. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Four.